I'd say use a metronome. Bye. Just joking. It's not as black as white as it might seem. There are actually things to think about before you decide, will practicing with a metronome help me or make it even worse? Imagine someone hands you these notes. What does your instinct tell you? Would you turn on the metronome and start playing or not? Probably not, right? Now imagine playing 2 chords and a strumming pattern, all that being extremely familiar to you. Would you turn on the metronome to check if you play in time? Would you turn on the metronome to get that to a different tempo? Probably yes, right? The difference is with the first music, you're absolutely not familiar. You don't know the notes, you don't know where to place your fingers, you have no clue what the music will sound like in the end, and there might even be new technical challenges in there you've never played before. At a stage like that, I wouldn't use a metronome. It would only confuse me, and from my experience as a guitar teacher, everybody feels the same here. So as long as you're not familiar with the music, as long as there are technical hurdles where emotion is not clear yet, as long as you don't know which fingers to place where on the guitar, I wouldn't turn on the metronome. By the way, did you know that there is a metronome built into Google for free? So you just Google metronome and there you go. Now back to the topic. The metronome is a fantastic tool to practice with. I think this is where everybody agrees, but you have to use it right. I think it's perfect for tracking progress, so you can put an actual number to your playing. Let's say you can play music XYZ at 90 beats per minute. And you know the song is actually played at 120 beats per minute. So you know exactly where you stand at the moment, you know what the goal is, and you can perfectly track the progress. If you feel comfortable playing the same piece of music at 105 BPM next week, you will know you made good progress because you have the data to back that up. But be warned here, bringing something up in tempo doesn't always work by slowly increasing the speed until you reach the final tempo. If you've ever tried that, you might have experienced the wall that you hit at a certain tempo. That wall is the transition from being able to feel and control each and every note to feeling only chunks of notes without having control over each one of them. If I want to play something fast, I practice at a fast tempo, but only small chunks. If it was a melody, I take like 3 to 5 notes, whatever makes more sense, practice that at a fast tempo and then I add more notes. If it was a strumming pattern, I would start with 1 bar only at a fast tempo and then add more bars. Here's a practical example. Let's say I want to take that strumming pattern up in speed. I wouldn't increase the tempo bit by bit, but I would start at a high tempo where I feel like I can play it, but not as clean as I want, like so. 132 BPM, I have the metronome right next to me. Let's see what it's like. I think this is still too slow. 138. Still too slow. It's not what I'm looking for. 144. I think this is better. I would spend some time here, but I would even go further. 152. This is way better. I would spend some time here. I would do short bursts of 1 bar, 2 bars, make them sound good. Do you see? I can play it, but it's not as clean as I want to. And that's why I would spend some time here. I would play 1 bar, 2 bars and make it sound good at that tempo, at that fast tempo. The cool thing is this works for everything that you want to speed up. A melody, a solo, a riff, a lick, a chord change, a strumming pattern, just everything. I think to drill and keeping time in general, it's not necessary to use a metronome, at least not with the click on every beat or every second beat. Because I've never met anyone, maybe you have, who couldn't clap like 4 times straight. As long as you can do simple motions like that, like clapping, where you don't have to think about how to execute it, with the consistent beat, you'll be absolutely able to do the same on the guitar. An example, usually strumming down all guitar strings with a consistent rhythm is no problem for almost no one, even if they've never played the guitar before. The same goes for playing a single string. Once you make it more complicated, this is where the rhythm suffers. I feel like everything that I play on the guitar where I don't have to think about it, I can play in time with correct rhythm. If you struggle with the chord change, how can you expect it to be in time? I mean, if you play a melody but you can't stick with one efficient fingering, it won't be perfectly in time. I feel like everybody has good rhythm, it just sometimes suffers from technical hurdles, from not knowing where to place fingers or being distracted. I used the metronome in the beginning of my music making journey just because everybody said it's good practice, but I feel that's only half the truth. Nowadays, before I switch it on, I double check what I really want from the metronome. If you need any help with your guitar playing, then check out highguitar.com where you can get one-on-one lessons. I understand how frustrating it is to be enthusiastic about guitar playing, but not know where to start or what to do next. And that's why every month I help dozens of people just like you to learn guitar quickly, and I'd love to do the same for you. I wrote these 4 exercises to boost your finger dexterity. Which finger is your weakest? Find it out here and watch this next.